What if Yorichi was the Upper Moon 1 instead of Kokushibo? Have you ever wondered what would happen if Yorichi, the strongest demon slayer in existence, became the Upper Moon 1 instead of his twin brother? How would this affect the story of Demon Slayer? Well, after a lot of research and thinking, here's our answer to the question. What if Yorichi was the Upper Moon 1 instead of Kokushibo? Make sure to stay until the end because it will definitely make you think twice. How Yorichi will become a demon. First things first, we gotta ask the question, how and why would Yorichi even become a demon in the first place? Well, if Yorichi, while he was a child, wasn't the favorite, he was thought to be deaf. That was until he met his future wife, Uta, the only one that truly cared for him. So how does this connect with our video? Well, let's say Yorichi and Uta live their lives and are expecting a child, just like in the original series. As Yorichi returned home after he helped an old man, he saw his wife and their unborn child slaughtered. Who killed them? It wasn't a demon like in the original series, but instead a samurai. After mourning, Muzan arrived after smelling blood. Instead of killing Yorichi, he decided to offer him to become a demon and get revenge on the people who ruined his bright future, and so he agreed. How will Kokushibo not become a demon? Well, now that Yorichi's a demon, the story of Demon Slayer would take a drastic turn and especially affect the fate of his twin brother, Michikatsu. But why Michikatsu? Well, if you didn't already know, Michikatsu was fated to be Kokushibo, but since Yorichi replaced him, things will change. Michikatsu wouldn't feel jealous of how good Yorichi was as a demon slayer. Yorichi would try and find revenge, and it just so turns out that the samurai that killed his family was a demon slayer. With that in mind, Yorichi would invade the Demon Slayer Corps headquarters and kill the leader in that era. Michikatsu would also be exiled by the Demon Slayer Corps after they found out his twin brother became a demon. This was the same fate Yorichi got in the original timeline. After he was exiled, Michikatsu would likely go on a journey to hunt down and stop Yorichi, either by talking him out of it or possibly killing him. The two would meet, but how would this play out? Well, Michikatsu would try to convince Yorichi to stop and come back with him, but Yorichi will never agree to this and both of them will enter into a duel. In the end, Yorichi would end up killing Michikatsu, furthering his journey into becoming a demon. Alright, the main discussion. Now that all the cards are set, we'll have to take a look at just how Yorichi becoming a demon and the Upper Moon 1 would affect the entirety of the Demon Slayer series. There are a few key events that wouldn't take place. So what are they? Well, first things first, the breathing techniques wouldn't be invented. This is because the 5 fundamental breathing techniques, water, wind, flame, stone, and thunder were all derived from sun breathing, which Yorichi created. Now that Yorichi is a demon, well, no one ever thought of creating them. This significantly weakens the combat ability of the entire Demon Slayer Corps. Another event that won't happen is Yorichi giving Muzan PTSD and freeing Tamayo. Because Yorichi did never meet them, Muzan wouldn't be sliced into pieces and Tamayo would still be his lowly servant, which will affect a significant portion of the plot. So stay tuned to find out what it is. Other than that, Yorichi won't ever pass down the Hinokami Kagura, as well as his Hanafuda earrings to the Kamado family. Since Yorichi never passed down the Hinokami Kagura, then Tanjiro won't ever learn sun breathing. Tanjiro without sun breathing is a complete nerf, but how would this affect the original timeline? Well, let's say the Demon Slayer Corps wasn't completely annihilated and they are still fighting demons. Tanjiro's family would still be massacred by Muzan, and he would still go on his journey to becoming a Demon Slayer and find a cure for Nezuko. That is until they are at the Asakusa arc. In the Asakusa arc, they were supposed to meet Tamayo and Yushiro. But Tamayo is still Muzan's servant and Yushiro probably wouldn't exist because Tamayo was the one who turned him into a demon. In this arc, they also fought against Yahaba and Susumaru. And for the sake of the story, let's say they won, but they are still severely injured. Moving on, the next significant arc that will have a lot of change would be the Mount Nadagumo arc. But why this specific part of the story? Well, if you don't remember what happened here, the main trio with Nezuko would eventually encounter the Spider Demon family, and we all know how that turned out. But what you probably took for granted was this was the first time Tanjiro used Hinokami Kagura to overpower Ruri Yuri for a short period of time, and in this timeline, he doesn't have that. So what would happen to Tanjiro? Well, to keep things short, this is the arc where Tanjiro's journey ends. All of the main trio, including Nezuko, would lose their lives against the Spider Demon family, especially since they couldn't utilize breathing techniques. 𝐥𝐢 and Shinobu would arrive too late and see that every Demon Slayer that arrived before them had been massacred. With Tanjiro and the other main characters gone, how would the rest of the story play out? Well, first things first, every single arc that Tanjiro is present in will be a complete loss for the Demon Slayers. In the Mugen Train arc, Rengoku would probably be a donut. Again, in the Entertainment District arc, Tengen would choose Aoi and the other children in the Butterfly Mansion, and all of them would lose their lives against the Upper Moon 6 siblings, seeing as how Tanjiro was so consequential in that fight. Furthermore, in the Swordsmith Village arc, they won't be able to unlock their Demon Slayer marks. And basically, both Muichiro and Mitsuri, along with the entire population of the Swordsmith Village, would be dead. With the Demon Slayer corpse seemingly on a losing streak, what would happen next? Well, the most interesting change is going to happen next in the final battle. In this face-off, the only surviving Hashiras are Shinobu, 𝐥𝐢, Obanai, Sanemi, and Gyome. What happens next is something you can only see in horror stories. Basically, the entire Demon Slayer corpse will be massacred in the Infinity Castle. They don't have red Nichiren blades, Demon Slayer marks, Tamayo's poison, the transparent world, and even Tanjiro's sun breathing. They basically don't have a single thing that could kill Muzan or even Yorichi. In the end, the demons win, and Muzan will continue to search for the blue spider lily to become the perfect being. So that's what would happen if Yorichi was the Upper Moon 1 instead of Kokushibo. But before we end the video, have you ever wondered? Check out the next video. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more videos like this one.